What's up, WWE fans? Ariel Slade here, professional wrestler and online fitness trainer. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Summerslam 2023 Premium Live event and giving my thoughts on just everything that happened. So, first of all, before I get into it, I just want to apologize for not making a video about Money in the Bank, but I've been extremely busy with work lately, and I just didn't really get a chance to sit down and give my thoughts. Obviously, my last video, I talked about how I thought that Jey Uso would side with Roman and then turn on Roman later down the line. That obviously didn't happen. But I am happy with where things went because like the Usos versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa at Money in the Bank was outstanding. Like just the build to it. Jey Uso facing his demons and finally fighting back against Roman, which was something that was so hard for him to do, even though he kind of like deep down wanted to do it this whole time. It was all perfect. And then Jey Uso being the first man to pin Roman Reigns in 3 years, pinning him at Money in the Bank was incredible. And it allowed for that great moment on SmackDown where basically Roman said, "What makes you think you could beat me?" And Jey Uso said, "Because I already did beat you. And on SummerSlam, I'm going to beat you again." That was amazing. And let's get right into SummerSlam. So overall, the show was so much fun. I'm gonna talk about the Bloodline storyline first, as I like to generally do. I like to start with like the biggest topic coming out of the show, talking about it first, getting it out the way, and then for those that are interested in hearing my thoughts on the rest of the card, then I'm gonna get into that. So we'll talk about Jey versus Roman. So first of all, the match was incredible. Like as I expected it to be. I mean, it was an ODQ match. They had a bunch of crazy stuff, chair shots, kendo sticks. They had straps even. The storytelling of the match was like just incredible. As always with the Roman and Jey matches, it's always very like story based. A little bit slower, but just again, like you're there for the story, not a spot fest. And yeah, like Jey overcoming Solo Sikoa and Roman was amazing to see because Solo did interfere. It was a spot where either Jey or Roman, one of them put the other through a table with a Samoan drop. Like that was incredible. It was outside the ring. There was a spot where Jey Uso did a Uso splash to Solo through the announce table, which was the same thing that Solo did to Jimmy, which put Jimmy like on the sideline for weeks. So this was Jey taking revenge for Jimmy, and I love that, seeing him avenging his twin brother. And yeah, there was a spot where Roman and Solo were going for the spear into the Samoan spike, and Jey went out the side and Roman speared Solo, and then Solo got pissed at Roman, and that set up a more of a tease for Solo turning on Roman, which they've been teasing for a long time. And yeah, like Jey Uso basically had Roman beat. He speared Roman a couple times, once in the ring and once through the barricade, and then he hit the Uso splash and was set to pin Roman until Jimmy Uso yanked Jey out the ring, super kicked him, threw him back into the ring, allowing Roman to hit a spear through a table, and then a 1-2-3. So yeah, Jimmy turning on Jey is insane. Just like an insane plot development. I'm not saying it's necessarily good or bad, but it's wild. I personally am interested to see where this is going. I thought that Jey, who had a lot of like bitterness towards Jimmy over like always being second to Jimmy, I thought that Jey would turn on Jimmy first, and then they would fight it out. And then after their rivalry is over, once Jey and Jimmy reconcile, then they set their sights on Roman, like once they've bonded and once they're stronger than ever after their rivalry. So it's interesting how Jey sided with Jimmy. They fought Roman together. They defeated him together. They basically overcame the tribal chief, them two. And then Roman, Roman was now fighting Jey, and Jey was fighting like on behalf of Jimmy. He did to Solo what Solo did to Jimmy. Part of why he was fighting Roman to begin with because it seemed like Jay was content with the tag team victory, but Jay only challenged Roman for the undisputed title once Roman injured Jimmy, and sent Jimmy to the hospital, and then Jay came back and was like, "Nah, I'm gonna kick your ass again now." So Jay's doing all this for Jimmy. Why is Jimmy like just that jealous that Jay is in this position? Like, what is it about it? Is it that Jimmy believes that even though Roman is so abusive, Roman still should be the tribal chief, so he wanted to prevent Jay from taking over because he believes that Roman is still the better man to lead the family? Like, what was it that he was doing? We're going to have to wait and see. Like, I'm not hating this booking decision the way other people are, and I'm not saying I'm loving it either. I just kind of like want to see what happens. Overall, the storyline is good, and I trust Triple H. Like, I trust him. I mean, I trusted him when Cody didn't beat Roman, and so far I've been happy with how things have gone since then. So yeah. But anyways, so 5-star main event. In terms of, the match itself, it was incredible. And the storyline and everything, 5-star main event. Loved it. Now I'm going to talk about the rest of the show. So I'm going to start with Logan Paul and Ricochet. So this match was like pretty much exactly what I expected it to be, but like more. I thought it would be 10 minutes of like them doing cool, flashy, viral TikTok video type spots, just back and forth on one another, and for like 10 minutes, and then ends with Logan Paul winning. I really wanted Ricochet to win, but I kind of knew Logan would win. Same thing with like Jay and Roman. Like, I really wanted Jay to win, but I thought he has to win, because like he's probably not gonna lose the title until WrestleMania 40 and drop it to Cody or something. But anyways, it was like, it ended up being a 17-minute match, so it was way longer, and I actually appreciated it because it was so good. I'm talking about the Logan and Ricochet match, and it was just incredible. Like, they did so many cool spots. Like, it was so fun. And then Logan has been a heel up until now. Like, he's been a heelish character, but he hasn't been really like legitimately cheating. And now using brass knuckles, oh my god! Like, I like that he's like legitimately turning heel. Like, he's starting to cheat to win. And it was good. It was good because Ricochet looks great coming out of this match. I think he's going to be more popular than ever now. I think everybody's going to praise him for this, for the performance and everything. And as a character, he's just been doing well. And Logan Paul is like leaning into his heel side, and he needed this win, and he got it. So it was good. I'm not going to go over everything in order. I'm just going to talk about the matches. Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. I mean, it was kind of mid. With the MMA style matches, they're always going to be kind of mid. Like Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez, that was horrendous. And this one was like, meh. I'm glad Shayna Baszler won though. So Ronda Rousey didn't tap out, but she passed out. In MMA, like, people usually tap out. Like, when you're getting choked, it's like natural for you to tap out because like your body feels like it's dying, and if you know that tapping out will make the choke stop, then you do it. It's not really so realistic that like every person in WWE is like so tough that they would rather like that their bodies would shut down and they would pass out before they tap out. Like, people tap out. like maybe one or two wrestlers should like never tap out, and like they'll pass out before they tap out. But like, I mean, like, because when Roman Reigns was doing the guillotine, like nobody was tapping out. They were all just passing out from it. And it's like, really, like, everybody has enough mental fortitude to allow themselves to die before they tap out? Like, what the hell? Like, even Roman Reigns said, "I would rather die than tap out," to Daniel Bryan. And then in the match, Roman actually did tap out. So is everybody really just that tough? And Roman's not? Whatever. So like, they like to do this again. Even Cody like passed out to Brock from a Kimura lock. Like, that's not something that would make you pass out. Like, yeah, you could pass out from the pain, but like, no, your arm would sooner break before you pass out. And realistically, you would tap out before, because you would know, like, I can't have my arm break. Because if my arm breaks, I can't wrestle. So I'm gonna tap because there's nothing I can do. I can't get out of it. Tapping is a smart move. I don't know why WWE they don't want to let people tap out anymore. It's like shameful to tap out. Like, it's one of the standard ways to lose in WWE. People have tapped out for years. John Cena tapped out Batista at WrestleMania, like, I believe. Batista's definitely tapped out to Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania too. That I know happened. The point is, whatever. So Ronda didn't tap out. She passed out. At least Shayna Baszler got the win. She deserves it. I hope they capitalize in it and book her as a monster going forward. Slim Jim Battle Royal. I mean, this was exactly what everybody was watching it for LA Knight, so at least LA Knight won. Thank God. There were some cool spots during the match. Tommaso Ciampa did pretty good. Chad Gable did pretty good. AJ Styles, Sheamus, LA Knight, good final three. Omos had his moments. Mainly, it was just fun seeing a big man get eliminated and seeing everybody team up on him. So whatever, fun match. Glad LA Knight won. He needed a big pay-per-view victory because he deserves a push, a big one. Let's talk about Intercontinental Championship match, Gunther vs. Drew. Honestly, this match was a banger, but they could do better. Like, I'm disappointed that it was only 13 minutes. I was watching with my friend, and we both thought that it would go longer. Also, Gunther beat Drew cleanly, but, like, Drew looked protected in defeat because he got hit. Like, he landed on the ropes by his balls. So, like, he's protected in defeat because, okay, it's kind of like a low blow, but it was, like, legal. It wasn't like a low blow. I would have almost preferred for Gunther to beat him uncleanly. This way, not only does Drew, like, come out looking strong, but Drew also has a reason to challenge him again. And I think in a month or two, after Gunther beats the Honky Tonk Man streak, then Drew can defeat Gunther for the title. I'd be happy with seeing Drew take the title off Gunther. I feel like if it's anyone, it could, like, if it's going to be anyone, it should be Drew, no? Drew or Sheamus, maybe. But Sheamus, they already did that feud a while ago. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was a good match. I don't know how happy I'm with the way it ended. I want to see where this goes from here. Because now, because the win was technically clean, like, what does Drew do? I think Drew just goes to the back of the line from how it seems. But maybe they're going to continue the feud. Maybe they're going to have a no DQ match or something. But honestly, like, if Gunther and Sheamus had a 20-minute banger and, like, they were allowed to have that banger, like, Gunther and Drew should be allowed to have that banger too. And this was 13 minutes and they could do so much more with so much more time. So we'll see if they get a rematch or something. I'm going to talk about the women's triple threat match. This was fun. Like, they just did a bunch of spots. They had a nice storyline of Bianca getting injured and then fighting her way back into the match and actually winning. The 450 splash that she did onto Charlotte while Charlotte was bridging was crazy. And the fact that Bianca Belair was in the middle of being figure 4 leg locked or figure 8 leg locked by Charlotte when she won, like, made it just, like, all the crazier. Because, like, Asuka sprayed Charlotte. So Charlotte was able to, like, loosen up the hold on Bianca, and then Bianca defeated Asuka. I was surprised that she won, especially considering the fact that the plan was to have Io Sky use her Money in the Bank briefcase and become champion anyway. So, like, why did Bianca need to win? So now Bianca's a 3-time champion, and, like, her third reign was 10 seconds long. But I think it's part of like the slow burning heel turn that we're building towards, because Bianca's gaining more and more bitterness, because, like, she did not like how she lost by unfair, like, advantage, like, unclean ways, when Asuka, like, sprayed her hand and rubbed it in her eyes with the mist, and then, like, so she lost it uncleanly, and that was, like, a record-setting reign. And then she also now won the title and then lost to Io Sky. Like, we can see an Io Sky face turn coming up soon, where she has a feud with Bayley and maybe Dakota Kai, and then also she can feud with Bianca Belair, who can turn heel after all this. And honestly, like, it's all gonna be fun. And I'm a huge fan of Io Sky, so the fact that Io Sky cashed in the briefcase and became champion makes me so happy, because I really wanted her to be champion. And I'm so glad that this is what's going on. So yeah, so excited for the future of the women's division following this match. I forgot to talk about Cody vs. Lesnar. Cody vs. Lesnar, honestly, I'm not going to lie. It was a cool match. I liked the storyline of the match. Brock dominating and Cody persevering and fighting his way back in and coming in from, like, Brock trying to take count-out victories and Cody getting in the ring and Cody, just coming out, like, looking like so strong. Like, he just fights through everything. And then the 3 crossroads of defeating Lesnar clean. I'm putting in quotes. I'll explain why I put it in quotes in a second. But overall, good match. However, it was kind of mid compared to what I was expecting. Like, I was thinking that, okay, this is the final match in their trilogy, and Brock cares about this, I believe. So Brock is going to make this match, like, incredible. I don't know that it'll be as crazy, like, as big of a deal as was Brock versus Roman last SummerSlam. But, like, maybe it'll be, like, as quality of a match as Brock versus Rollins from SummerSlam 2019. And it just wasn't. Like, it was longer. So I'm glad that Brock was willing to go long, because usually these matches are short. So I'm glad he was willing to go 17 minutes with Cody. But it wasn't the best match. Like, it was kind of slow. It was kind of mid. But it was fun. It was probably the best match of the three that they had. And it was like, if it was the match that felt the most complete. Now, the reason why I say Cody Rhodes beat Brock clean is because Cody straight up took the steel steps and hit Brock with it. And I was watching it with a friend that wasn't a wrestling fan, and I had to explain to him the rules. So he's like, so what are they allowed to do, what they're not allowed to do? And I'm like, okay, so like, you are allowed to throw your opponent into the steel steps, but you can't hit them with the steps, because then it's considered like hitting them with a foreign object, like a chair or brass knuckles or something, and that's illegal. So he was like, oh, okay, I got it. And then Cody takes the steel steps into his hands and smashes Brock with it, and the ref watches it happen and doesn't disqualify Cody on the spot. I was thinking, oh my god, they're really going to have the third match, the rubber match, the conclusion of their trilogy, end with a DQ victory? That sucks. And then he didn't get disqualified. So I was like, it must be a no DQ match. I don't remember them adding that stipulation, but okay, cool. I'm excited for this no DQ match. And what happened? Rope breaks happened. And the ref counting to 10 while Cody is out happened. And I was like, wait a second. There are no countouts and rope breaks in a no DQ match. This is still a regular match. Why the hell was Cody allowed to hit him with the stairs? I will never understand that. And I feel like that's something that WWE will not explain. They're just going to let it go. But like, why? Like, someone has to interview Cody in like a podcast at some point in the future and just bring it up and just hear what Cody has to say. Because like, what the hell? He should have gotten disqualified. Like, WWE, I know they like sometimes break their own rules, but like, this was really like, he straight up hit him with this. It wasn't even like the ref was like, had his back turned. Like, the ref watched it happen. So weird. But anyways, I'm glad that Cody got the W. And I will say this. I heard a theory that because Brock Lesnar cannot challenge Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Universal Championship anymore, Brock's way of getting back at Roman is preparing Cody to do it. So like, the theory is that Brock Lesnar recognized that Cody could beat Roman, and he wants Cody to get good enough to do it. So the reason why he attacked Cody and never revealed why was because if he revealed why, if he said, oh, the reason I attacked you is because I'm actually trying to help you to get good enough to beat Roman, then the rivalry is not serious, right? Cody needs to believe that Brock is out to kill him. So Brock makes it seem like he's out to kill Cody. He attacks him all the time. He breaks his arm. He does everything. And doesn't reveal why. And only after the fact is it like revealed or confirmed that Brock was in a way trying to aid in Cody's growth as a wrestler and getting him to be good enough to beat Roman. And that is Brock's way of getting back at Roman. Now that he can't challenge him for the title himself, he prepares Cody to do it. And I heard that theory. And then when Brock shook Cody's hand and raised his arm up and hugged him and like basically just threw all the animosity that he had towards Cody aside and was like congratulating him. When that happened, it was like, I mean, it doesn't confirm the theory, but it certainly adds to it. And I was like, that theory is looking real nice right now. So I like to believe that that's what the storyline with Brock and Cody was all about. But who the hell knows? Now, the last match I'm going to talk about is the World Heavyweight title match. So I really wanted Finn Balor to win, and so did my friend. I watched it with a few friends, some that were wrestling fans, some that were not. So the one that was a wrestling fan, me and him, both really wanted Finn to win. I mean, Rollins coming out wearing the vest that he wore when he dislocated Balor's shoulder. Well, it was in the entrance of that match. Balor coming out with 7 on his shoulder, right by the shoulder that got injured. I think it was his right shoulder. This is my left, but his right. And like, the match was insane. They had callbacks to their 2016 battle. It was SummerSlam all over again 7 years later, and Balor was hitting Rollins with the buckle bomb to the barricade. Like, it was so good. And when Balor kicked out of the curb stomp, which no one ever does, because nobody kicks out of the curb stomp, I thought, oh my God, he could do it. He could win. He hit the coup de grace, and then Rollins kicked out of that, which again, no one kicks out of that move. So I was like, holy shit, what is going on? It's crazy. Like, It's really crazy. I didn't know which way it was gonna go, and when the Judgment Day came out and started attacking Rollins, I was like, there's no way Rollins is gonna overcome all these people. But lo and behold, he did, because Damian Priest threw the briefcase into the ring, and was like, I'm going to distract the ref. Goes to distract the ref, giving Balor a chance to use the briefcase to hit Rollins. But before he could, Rollins stomps Balor's face into the briefcase, allowing for essentially an unclean victory. And Damian Priest just stares Rollins down, like so mad at him, and then stares at Balor and like disappointed and sad, but also like, it's kind of like your fault at the end of the day. I was really disappointed, and so was my friend. We wanted Balor to win so badly. The Judgment Day runs Monday Night Raw. They're so dominant. They're so good. And yet they don't have enough titles. Like, Dominic Mysterio winning the North American title didn't mean anything, really. And Rhea Ripley, unfortunately, like, she deserves to be world champion more than any other woman in the division, because it's the most believable that she's like the most dominant one. Like, who else can beat Rhea Ripley? Like, she is the dominant one. However, she's not having such a good reign. She didn't even fight on the SummerSlam card, which sucks, because her versus Raquel could have been a good match, and she should have had that. But like, we need the Judgment Day to establish dominance. Like, if they're not going, if let's say Finn and Priest are not going to take the undisputed tag titles from Kevin and Sami, which I kind of think that they should, because they did defeat them in a non-title match, so like, it's believable that they're good enough to beat them. But at least like one of them should be world champion, and like, it could be Damian, but I think it should be Finn first. I think it would have been crazy if Finn won the world title, got his revenge on Rollins, but then Damian cashed it in anyways and took the title from Balor. And then you have a whole storyline to develop of a rivalry within the Judgment Day between Balor and Priest. And like, I don't know. The Judgment Day is like the best thing about Monday Night Raw, and we need that. Well, I don't even know if I want to see the best, because there's so much good about Monday Night Raw. Like, Monday Night Raw is fire. Everything that happens with Cody is amazing. The Judgment Day storyline is amazing. Rollins, he's been involved with the Judgment Day thus far, but if he wasn't, everything he does is great also. And then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and then Gunther. Okay, fine. There's so much good about Raw. I don't know what's the best, but Judgment Day is one of the best things about Raw. And I think that they need a world champion in that faction, especially if their storyline, like the Judgment Day storyline, is supposed to be like the next Bloodline storyline. And I did like read reports online that that's what WWE has planned. I mean, who knows? These reports could be totally boof. But if the Judgment Day storyline is supposed to be this next big storyline that we get, and I think it has been so far, like, the storyline started at WrestleMania 38 with Edge, you know? It's like a year and a half in now. Like, this is a big deal of a storyline. And Balor and Priest and Rhea and Finn, I just said Balor and Finn. If Balor and Priest and Rhea and Dom, like, between them four, like, there's so much, like, just great television every week. And I can't wait to see where it goes going forward. I really want Balor to win a world title on the main roster of WWE at some point. I've been wanting it ever since he lost out on his original title reign when he won the Universal title. The fact that he's never won a world title since then, like, breaks my heart. And he's one of my favorite wrestlers. And he's actually one of the wrestlers that I take the most inspiration from for my own wrestling style on the indies. And I just respect the shit out of Finn Balor. And I really want to see him become world champion. But then again, Damian Priest needs to be world champion too, and he's got that Money in the Bank contract. There's so many great things going on in the world of professional wrestling right now. WWE is just on fire these days, and I can't wait to see, I can't wait to keep watching the product going forward. Let me know what your thoughts are on the pay-per-view, on any of the matches, the Judgment Day storyline, the Bloodline storyline, Rollins, Gunther, Drew, Brock, Cody, everything. Just sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.